When darkness rises, when fear tries to silence the faithful, God raises a light that shines through courage, obedience, and divine purpose. This is the story of Esther, a young woman God placed in the perfect moment to save an entire nation. Esther was not born in a palace. She did not come from power, wealth, or influence. She was a Jewish orphan living in the vast empire of Persia. Raised by her cousin Mordecai, a humble and wise man who loved her like his own daughter. In a world that often celebrated beauty, Esther's true beauty was something deeper: a gentle heart, a quiet strength, and a faith that never wavered. One day, a royal announcement echoed across the empire. King Xerxes was searching for a new queen. Young women from every province were taken to the palace. Among them was Esther. She did not ask for the crown. She did not seek glory. But God had already written her destiny. Inside the palace courts, Esther's grace shone brightly. She found favor with everyone, not because she tried to impress them, but because kindness radiated from her. For a full year, the women were prepared to meet the king. When Esther's moment arrived, she chose simplicity. She asked for nothing extra, nothing to make herself stand out. And yet, when King Xerxes saw her, he chose her above all others. Esther, the orphan girl, became Queen of Persia.
Meanwhile, Mordecai remained near the palace gates. One day he overheard two guards secretly plotting to assassinate the king. He quickly warned Esther, and she informed the king in Mordecai's name. The plot was stopped. The king was saved. But Mordecai's act of loyalty was soon forgotten, at least for the moment.
A man named Haman rose to power, proud, arrogant, hungry for honor. He demanded that everyone bow to him, but Mordecai refused. A Jew bows only to God. Haman's pride twisted into rage. He devised a plan, a terrible plan, to destroy all the Jews in the empire. A decree was sent out. The date was set. The people trembled. When Mordecai learned of the decree, he tore his clothes in grief. He stood outside the palace, weeping. Esther heard of his despair and sent for him. Through a messenger, Mordecai pleaded with her, "Go to the king, beg for our people." But Esther hesitated. To approach the king without being called was a crime punishable by death. Then Mordecai's words pierced her heart. "Who knows, if you have come to your royal position for such a time as this." Esther's fear was real, but her faith was stronger. She sent a message back to Mordecai. "Gather all the Jews, fast for me for 3 days. I will go to the king, and if I perish, I perish." Those words still echo through history, not as a cry of defeat, but as a declaration of courage. On the 3rd day, Esther dressed in her royal robes. Her heart raced as she walked toward the throne room. Every step could have been her last. The guards froze. The court grew silent. The king looked up, and then he extended his golden scepter. Her life was spared. "Come, my queen," he said. "What is your request?" Esther invited him and Haman to a banquet. At the feast, Esther did not rush. She waited. She chose the perfect moment. Instead of making her request, she invited the king and Haman to a second banquet. Haman left the palace proud and confident, but his pride would soon crumble.
That night, the king could not sleep. He asked for the royal records to be read to him. There he discovered that Mordecai had once saved his life and was never rewarded. The king immediately ordered honor for Mordecai. Haman, the very man who hated Mordecai, was forced to lead the parade. Humiliation began breaking his pride.
At the second banquet, the king asked Esther again, "What is your request?" Esther took a deep breath, her voice steady, her faith unshaken. "My king, my life and the lives of my people are in danger." The king was shocked. She pointed at Haman. "This wicked man has plotted our destruction." Fury consumed the king. Haman begged for mercy, but judgment had already begun. Haman was seized. The gallows he built for Mordecai became the place of his own downfall. A new decree was signed. The Jews were allowed to defend themselves, and they prevailed. What began as a day of sorrow became a day of celebration. The festival of Purim was born, a reminder that God rescues, God restores, and God always works behind the scenes. And so Esther, the orphan girl, the unlikely queen, became a symbol of bravery for generations. Her story teaches us, when fear rises, faith must rise higher. When darkness threatens, light shines brighter. And when God calls, your courage can change the world.